Hey, look, Annie, we're back. Not many things happened today, but a pretty exciting thing happened today. Look at that. That's a door. We can actually even... Ooh, ooh, so smooth. Go out the door. It's a new door. That's not going to stay like that. Oh, he pulled that out. Actually, I do have a lot of things to talk about today because I realized that we made an awful lot of decisions today. So, I don't think that I've ever walked you guys around out here. So this is what things look like outside. It's a lot less snowy right now. So there's the house, since you've never seen it. Well, some of you have seen it. The Masons are coming tomorrow, and the reason why we pulled that light out is because he moved it. So that light was there, and this light is like 21 inches from here, and that's just not gonna fly right there. So the new light's gonna be somewhere around there. I'm gonna ask them if they can replace that with a full brick, because it would be nice to, but we'll see. I did tell him, because we have this vent over here that I have no idea why it's there, and I told him I didn't care if he had if they did little mini bricks there, as well as there's a vent down there that's for the old dryer, and then this vent is for the microwave, and we're not going to have a microwave vent that actually vents outside, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I think I left the door open, so I think I should go back here. Did I leave the door open? I did. You can also see from here. So I mentioned yesterday that there's a you like that? I really like it. It's just sort of hanging off there, looking real neat. So I think that they're probably going to be fixing that tomorrow or the next day. But man, that's a nice looking door, I must say. We definitely chose a nice looking door. Wow, I actually like the old door. Like you could stand in this position and you just feel the wind rushing through, and none of that now. Um, so I think my big, oh yeah, look at that. So he cut that out, and we lost all of that, which is pretty cool. And they're prepping because these... Whoops, wow, that's a lot louder than I expected. That's a big chunk of steel, and it comes with a friend, which is another big chunk of steel. And those are going to run in the kitchen, like that way. So they're going to support this, and that's the solution, which makes us only need the one weight bearing right here. However, that's one of the decisions that I had, because their plans originally had this wall. This is a full wall. This isn't, but there's a wall here, and then there's a wall here. So we have just kind of a little T here, and oh, they already took out the support. Did they? Yeah, they already took out the support here. But and our pantry, we have little freestanding pantries that go here and here. up against that wall there. But what I don't like is that from here, this will be a wall and it'll be out of line with the support beam. I'd rather this be the wall so it will be in line with the support beam. But that does push our pantries back another like 1.5 feet. And Sarah's worried about the walk from the kitchen over there. I think it's worth it, especially because it means that, well, I guess the wall... No. Because the wall was originally supposed to terminate here, and we decided that we can move it back to here, and we would have a wider space going into the kitchen there, and I like that. So I have to get Sarah fully on board with this. So if you're watching this, send letters to Sarah urging her to agree with this this house bill. And let's see, check this out. This is really cool. Yeah, it's our fireplace. So I have to, in order to give you some context on why we decided what we decided here, you know, it's funny because I said that this was going to be a quick one, and it is going to be anything but. Where is our picture? Here. Okay, so here's our picture of Sarah's dream fireplace mantle. And the question here is, how does this all fit in here? Because when we were measuring before, we were only looking at the focus, there we go, the 42 inches that's here to here. But when you add in the mantle, you add in a bunch of extra space on both sides. So whereas I thought that we were going to have enough space here for like a little shelf or something, we really don't. And I originally had said I don't want it up against the wall, because we were originally saying, do we center it between here and here? And that would put it like here. And that was pretty close to the wall. I didn't like that. So instead, we're centering it here, between there and there. And then we're going to have this extra space here, which is going to be like the marble tiling around here. And then the mantle will be around here. Making sense? Makes sense to me. Other fun stuff. Fun stuff. Man, we talked about all kinds of things today, and now I'm suddenly drawing a blank on what they were. We're definitely in agreement on the sauna downstairs, so the plans that I was talking about yesterday are agreed upon. I talked to him about the floor today because you might notice the floor is not very level. Not just in terms of like, particularly this space right here, like you can't see it, but this space right here, this is just, I don't think that we're going to be able to see it, but there's a huge depression like right there, and he's going to go around and look underneath. Well, I suppose you can see how much it dips. Like there's a big lip right there because this piece is just sunk. And he's going to go down and see if he can brace that up a bit. But even as far as like the pieces of the floor aren't very level. So what he's going to do is he's going to bring in pieces of plywood and sort of build the parts that are lower up to this main floor level. And then to assure that it's really flat, he's going to put some thin plywood just all across the surface here to make sure that it's fully flat and smooth. And then we'll put flooring on top of it. Oh, darn. I was really looking forward to falling down that hole sometime. We also talked about, we talked about stairs. Hey, Annie. Focus on Annie. There we go. And so I think I might have talked about this, but we're opening this up so you can see the stairs, and we're in agreement that we're gonna have a support post here. Like instead of the main banister just ending here, it's going to go all the way to the ceiling, because he said that it's going to make our lives a lot easier to be able to weight bear here rather than to run a header across here. It'll be a lot better to have it there. And then stop that. There we go. And then we're gonna, actually I can just get the picture. Sarah's picture of the stairs. Sarah's picture of the stairs. There's Sarah's picture of the stairs. Sarah's picture of the stairs. So we have dark treads, dark railing, plain square posts. And that's the vision for what we're going to have over there. I think that our question at this point, and one that he asked me, is obviously we have post, but when we get up here, I mean, there's obviously not enough room for a whole post there. Do we have them just like sticking up through the ceiling, cut off, or do we end it at a certain point and it's just open, like in a spot where you couldn't? I mean, children are not going to be crawling through there and falling down onto the living room. Well, at least we hope. Cats might. Cats would love that. So yeah, all of this will be tread, and he'll have a large dark piece here. But we were trying to figure out what to do with this carpet, because once we have this has become our coat room. Once we have this all done, then we'll just have this hallway of blue carpet that there's no other blue carpet anywhere in the house. And so I think that Sarah and I agreed today that we're going to have that's a really dusty piece of flooring, but we're going to have that flooring there, and we're going to have him paint all of this. He's not going to replace the trim, but he's going to paint the trim. Because he said that if we were going to have him paint up here, he would either need to pull the trim off and paint it off, or pull up the carpet and paint the trim, because you can't paint trim appropriately when there's carpet there. And I think if you replace the flooring, like, this intersection will be fine. This intersection will be fine. I think that this intersection will be fine too. Sarah's a little bit worried about it. I'm not. I think it'll be okay. And I think that we're going to be glad to get rid of this carpet. So heating guy was originally scheduled to come next week. I told Jake that Sarah would much appreciate having heat back sooner than next week. And to be honest, so would I, so we're gonna see. We're apparently supposed to have a lot of guys coming, I think, on Thursday, but tomorrow I think it's going to be just Jake and his driver again. Which, I mean, they certainly got a lot done today. Oh wait, no, we've got masons tomorrow, right? I mentioned that. We have masons tomorrow, so they're gonna brick up there, and it's gonna be great. Oh, I remember what the last thing I wanted to talk about. How many times have I thought that this was going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about? So, vents. At Windstone, we had all of our showers vented to the soffit. So if you're not a housey person, I'll show you what the soffit is. Because I wasn't a housey person and I didn't know what a soffit was until I had this incident. That's the soffit. So you can take a vent and you can just run the hose, and I mean, they're little holes that go into the attic space, and you just have air that comes down there. The problem is that shower steam is warm and warm air rises. So what we had at Windstone was that the air was coming down out of the insulated pipe, and then it was just going straight back up. And obviously that's right where the roof is, and we had that entire section of the attic on the underside of the roof was just covered in mold and it was awful, and it was terrible, and I have been pretty anti-soffit vents ever since. And fortunately, Jake agrees, because even if they don't have that problem where the shower steam comes back into the house, you still have like constant moisture getting on that aluminum soffit ventilation stuff, and it corrodes it and it makes it look terrible. So he's anti-soffit vents. We're just going to do more ceiling. I would call them through hulls because that's what we would call them in boat terminology, but I don't think that through roofs is the right word. So I don't know what to call them. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. Annie, how are things going? She came down and she was looking at this door and she just did not know what to think. So let's see. Electrician comes early next week, and his primary goal is going to be to set up the electrical hookups for the washer and dryer here, so that we can at least put those in and we can have our functioning laundry, because the plumbing hookups are all working just fine. Um, yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting week. Pretty exciting. Come back and see what happens tomorrow. Until then, have a good one.